Hi everyone, and welcome to Valley Crafty Corner. Today I'm just going to do a video showing the layouts that I made using the Studio Calico kit and kind of a review and what I thought of the kit. I still have lots of paper left from it. I'm going to start keeping what I don't use just to show you guys what I have left over. I have a lot left over from this. I only made 3 layouts with this. I had a hard time using these papers. They just aren't something that I would use normally. I just find what the papers that they had together it was hard for me to fit them in. I probably use the individual pieces of papers on other layouts with other things like other papers. Like I wouldn't necessarily pick this paper with this paper or this leafy paper or this green paper with like all the papers that were in the kit. I wouldn't pick them to do a layout together. And I think that's maybe why I had a hard time with it, is because it's not something typically I would pull together to do a layout. So there was a couple things that I liked, and I'll just kind of go through each of the pages first of all, and then I'll explain, as I'm going along, what I liked and what I didn't like. Okay, so on this layout, and I do have a process video on all 3 of these pages that I made. So if you're interested, just click on the other videos and you'll see them. This video, or this layout, what I liked about this one is I liked these stickers. These are those little puffy stickers from Amy Tangerine. So I liked those. I didn't care for the stamp, and I only used it, I believe, on this layout. Yeah, I did. I only used it on this layout, and I think the reason why I didn't like it is because of this little mishap down here. I didn't really like how this embossing went, and I was very disappointed with how this turned out, and I think maybe that's what turned me off on the stamp itself. I liked this Teresa Collins paper just because I could cut these individual words out like I did on one of the layouts and use it with a picture, and it just gave it a very delicate look. So I liked this paper, and I like this gray paper in the background. I know it's hard to see because of the glossy paper or the glassine bag over top, but I like this gray paper. I didn't really care for this background paper. It was just a little dark for me, and I'm not sure if it wasn't maybe because it just didn't flow very well with the rest of the pieces of paper, but I didn't really care for this background piece of paper. I'm actually kind of glad I didn't get the Amy Tangerine Ready Set Go kit. I just kind of find that maybe it isn't what I like. I'm not saying that it's not a good paper package or anything like that. It just doesn't go with the things that I like. These little speech bubbles were kind of cool. I only ever used one of these, and it is kind of neat, but I don't know. It was really hard for me to use speech bubbles because I've never used them before, and I always feel like you have to have it's saying something, and I think maybe that's my problem. But I did like these little letters. However, if you can see on the V there, these little stickers don't stick down very well. Like, I'm moving it right now back into place and no problems. Like, they don't stick flat. Like, once they're down, they are still easily moved around, and I don't really like that. And those are those basic gray, they're kind of like those mono stickers or mini monogram stickers. So I didn't really care for the alpha, just because I liked it at first, but just because it's been moving, it's been shifting, and I don't really like that. I want my letter stickers to stay in place. So that was another thing I didn't like. The other thing I didn't like is I've noticed Studio Calico has really been cutting back on their embellishments that they send in the kit, and I found I had to go back into my stash of things to add to the kit, just to kind of carry the kit along a little farther, which there's nothing wrong with that, don't get me wrong. It's just typically in the kits you usually get enough for embellishment, to hold all your pages together, to do lots of layering, to add lots of accents to the pages. And I just found the last couple of kits have been very embellishment light lately, and I'm not sure why, but it's just, I don't know. I use lots of embellishments on my page with layering and stuff like that, and I just found it a little off-putting. So that's this layout. This layout, again, I had to add quite a bit of my own paper. The only paper I used from the kit was this basic gray background paper and then this gray cardstock piece of paper. All the other paper is just out of my scrap bin. So I like this layout. I like how this layout turned out. But with that being said, I only used the 2 pages from the kit. But mind you, if I used the green and the gray paper, I don't think it would have flowed quite as nice for the pictures that were going on, just because it's a very masculine page and I didn't want the focus to be on the papers. I wanted it to be on this picture. So in that case, I'm not disappointed that I only used these 2 pieces of paper. I think I only would have used these papers if they were, you know, even in my stash, because they just flowed really well. But as you can see, I took oops, there we go. I took those little words from the Teresa Collins paper and I just cut them out and put them on here just because this page needed something. So you can see, you can easily cut those words out and they'll add a bit of oomph to your pages, so to speak. Some of this other things that I used was these wood grain letter stickers, and I really like these letter stickers out of the kit. I would definitely get these just because they're wood grain, and I mean really, they're wood grain stickers. You can't really go wrong. And I again used one of those little that little camera puffy sticker, and I just added one of those enamel dots. I like the enamel dots. I didn't like all the colors in them. So that was another thing that, you know, I was 50-50 on, is I liked the enamel dots, but I didn't like all the colors that with them. I think there was an orange color in there that was a little off-putting for me. But anyway, other than that, I used a lot of these little pieces that were in my little embellishment corningware dish that I use. But this page I didn't really embellish too much anyway, because I wanted the focus to be on these pictures. So so that's that layout. And then this one is kind of out of my comfort zone for how I normally do scrapbook pages. But I really like how it turned out. So that it is nice to try something different for sure, just to see if it's, you know, something you like. I cut all the strips of the paper up. I shouldn't say all of them, but a lot of the strips of the paper up, and I just put them in a random order, and then I used that really wide ledger piece. And like, these are curling up in some spots, and I'm okay with that. It just adds a little bit of dimension. And I actually printed out, and I said on this video that I had done this because I found it was so embellishment light. I actually did buy the die cuts, or the printables, I guess is what you should say, for the October kit. And I printed them out and I cut them out. So with that, it kind of helped, you know, bring the pages up with the embellishment issue. But still, if I didn't have that, I would have to go back into my stash to, you know, do all that. And there's a couple things that I did use out of my own stash, like, of course, like, you know, this baker's twine and stuff. But that's kind of part and parcel to what you would use anyway. Like, so anyway, that's my opinion on it. So again, these little stickers here are the ones that I had a problem with because they shift around, and these ones haven't shifted yet, but the other ones have. So I'll see how well these ones stay, so hopefully they don't move. But again, I used that little pea just pushed up there. But these wood grain stickers, I really like those. And I wasn't too keen on this flare badge at first, but then when I incorporated, this is actually that Amy Tangerine white and black kind of chevron print paper, and I just inked it up to match this flare badge. And once I did that, it brought the focus in on this flare badge. And this was my inspiration for this page, actually. But it really brought everything together. And then now that flare badge works awesomely with this whole page. So, you know, I just made it work a little better for me. But this is not a typical layout for me. And if you've been watching my videos for a long time, you notice I've been working in clusters, like, or layers, or I'll have a picture here and then I'll really layer up around it and really add quite a bit of embellishment so that draws your focus to that picture. And whereas this, I've gone into a linear fashion and then just small groups of clusters, and I really like how this turned out. So I might do more like this in the near future. So, but anyway, that's this layout. So on a whole, the Studio Calico kit, I guess if you were to put it in a ranking of 5, I would put this kit at, I would say a 2.5, closer to a 3, just because there was probably 50 to maybe 60% of the product that I had actually used and liked. The other, 40% or 35% just wasn't up to what I liked, and then I didn't use some of the other stuff. So, that's my opinion on the kit. So with that being said, I did do a couple other layouts. I just wanted to, play around with some of the stuff that I had got. And I did this layout here. I'm just going to pull it up a little bit just so you don't get that glare. So I tried to use a bit of scraps in this as well. I just find my scrap pile is getting quite big. So what I've been doing is I'll pick a nice background piece of paper and then I'll go to my scrap bin and just keep layering paper on paper on paper just so that I can use it up. I just found that my scrap pile is getting quite big. But I really like how this layout turned out. So some of the things that I used is, this is the Heidi Swap Vintage Chic paper. And then I just inked it up around the edges with Vintage Photo. And there is not a video on this, and I'm sorry, but I was just playing around and I just wanted to see how it would work out. This is the My Mind's Eye Nostalgia Collection paper. And these are some layering papers that I got. This one with the little eyelets. I'll just get closer so you can see. And this paper here has like little kind of like, looks like seeded beads on it almost. If you can, I don't know if you can see that or not, but that's a better look of it. And then that lace paper is just some layering paper that I got from craft store, and I actually saw this from I can't remember her name, sorry, but if I remember I'll put it in the link. But anyway, so I used that, and this is from the My Mind's Eye Nostalgia collection as well. And this paper here is from Studio Calico Heyday collection. It's the one with the flowers on it. And then I just did some, oh, that paper's out of focus, there we go. See if it'll focus back in. So I'll just explain here, and this is that crepe paper from the Dear Lizzie Neapolitan collection, and this is some craft border strips from Studio Calico, and I just took some ink and I just inked up little hearts on them just to add a little bit. These here are actually some buttons that are old stash from Close to My Heart, and then just some buttons, and then this is a My Mind's Eye doily, and this is from a My Mind's Eye. This is from The Sweetest Thing, one of the new collection, and then I just added some washi tape here just because there was a blank area. I wanted to draw some focus in towards the picture. And then some more buttons, and I find I haven't been using buttons nearly as much, and I have quite the button collection, so I'm going to try and use it some more. This is a Studio Calico little label sticker, I'll say. And this is from an October Afternoon Miscellany collection. And this is from that same My Mind's Eye label stickers. And then this is like one of those little flour sack pieces that I put a stamp of a truck on it. And it didn't turn out very well, but I used some, I'm just going to get a little closer if you could see it's like washed out a little bit. I had to use some distress markers just to ink it up a little bit, just because it didn't snap very well. And then these are some um, just some thickers. I don't remember. I think these are from the Heyday collection. I'm not sure which ones they are, but anyway, that's pretty much it. And then, like, I don't know if I pointed this out, but that's some gray baker's twine from Close to My Heart. So anyway, that's this layout. And then this one I did as well. And this one I used all scrap paper except for, of course, the background cardstock. And then this paper here, this cream colored one, is from this last kit, like the October kit for Studio Calico. But I wanted to use it just because it went really well. And so what I did is I took that star chipboard cutout pieces where it had all the stars, and I sprayed it with white first, and then I moved it around, and then I did some October afternoon, I think it's called brown bag, and I wanted to look like craft. So I just did that to bring a little bit of focus onto the page because it was just a little too blended into the background. And then honestly, all I did for the papers is I just kind of went through. I had the picture sitting on top. I was picking out papers, and I was just randomly sticking them under the photo and just seeing what looked good, what didn't look good. And so this is like how it stacked up when I was just randomly putting the pictures on top of it. So I really liked how that random look to it was. And these are from, so the papers that I used, of course, were those two pieces here. This gray piece here is from the Nostalgia collection from My Mind's Eye, as well as this blue piece here. And this is from My Mind's Eye Miss Caroline collection. And this piece is from the Everyday Eclectic collection from Echo Park. And this is from My Mind's Eye On the Bright Side. And this is a Studio Calico exclusive kit from a kit quite a while ago. And this photo is actually matted on, it's, I believe, Lily B. And it's like the patriotic one. I don't remember. It's like Stars and Stripes or something like that. But that's all it's mounted on. It's just that blue paper. I do believe I did a video on this, so I'll probably post it later, the whole process of how it went through. And these little banners are from a piece of paper from Pebbles. And it had like a whole bunch of banners on it, and I just cut them out and I put them on here just to add a little bit of emphasis. It seems a little blank on this side, so I might add something to this side, but I took some Studio Calico cameras and I just inked them up with vintage photo. This is from, I think it's called Life's a Party or something like that, from American Crafts. It's like the Remark sticker book. And same thing with this pink one. And then it's called, this one says It's a Party. And that one is from My Mind's Eye. And then this little cluster down here is, these stickers are from that same sticker book. And this alphabet here is from Prima. And these ones are from Jelly Bean Soup. And then there's that other camera. And then this is just a flare badge. So those are some of the layouts that I made recently. I also have a video that I'm going to post right away, and I had a question on some Hero Arts, the Hero Arts dye ink that I just got in a kit, and I'm going to post that video right away. And I just do a whole sheet of all the inks that I have and just showing you the differences between how they stamp with different kinds of stamps. So look for that real soon, and thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye.